guys, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. And as you can see, I'm with my buddy Manny, which means it's time for Mark and Manny's malts. And it's not really a whiskey rambling today, now is it?
Not really. It's gin.
It's gin. But there is a very important link with whiskey. Yes. Because as you may remember, Mark and Manny, we bottle 4 single casks of whiskey every year. But during summer, we like to present you with something far more refreshing, a gin. And if you'll remember, 2 years ago, we started out with the Dutch gin because Manny is from Holland. And then, yes, you are, unfortunately, sorry, can't help it. You can't choose your friends, can you? Anyway, the second year, we had a Belgian gin because...
Well, we had to because I'm from Belgium. Right.
But now that we've got this out of the way, we felt it was time for something new and exciting. And our third gin is something very special indeed. Manny, tell us why.
Well, you started out with a whiskey rambling.
Mm-hmm.
With presenting gin.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a connection with whiskey. Of course. Look at that.
Look at that color! Look at that color! This is obviously not from the still. Gin is normally clear as water. But in this case, it's got a beautiful golden sheen. Why is that, Manny? Explain it to us while I pour us a dram.
This one has had his nice little finish for about 8 months on a Speyside cask that previously held a premium single malt.
Absolutely. And that's why our gin now has this. So this is a gin that aged for 8 months in a premium whiskey cask, and that's the link with whiskey. That's why it's got this beautiful color. Yeah. Now, you may remember that the first gin that we did was bottled at 44% ABV. That was the Dutch one. The second one was bottled at 45% ABV. I think you know where this is going. So for this whiskey cask aged gin, we went up to 46% ABV. So that will give you a little bit of a kick to the teeth.
Oh, yeah,
but that's just the way we like it.
Well,
no, you like it as well. I'm sure you do. Anyway, so our newest gin, which will be coming soon from malts.com, is a whiskey cask aged gin. That's something special indeed.
It is special.
Yes. Bottled at 46% ABV on the nose. There's definitely some juniper in there, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be gin. No, but it's juniper driven. And it's got this little bitterness that you expect from a good London dry style gin.
Correct.
But this has
something extra.
Yeah, an extra twist, some sweetness in there. Clearly some vanilla,
toffee.
Yeah. Some oak, some wood shavings, and all the way in the back. You'll have to sniff it a couple of times to discover it, but all the way in the back, I do get some wood smoke.
Yeah. That's a surprising part for me.
Yes, it is. Lovely, lovely, and quite atypical. Something else on the palate then.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful. Sweet. It's almost fruity. I get some apples in there. I get some candy in there. I get some apricot. Vanilla, clearly vanilla. Yeah, vanilla, a hint of white chocolate. This is very special.
This is just,
Yeah, this is a sipping gin. This is the kind of gin that you can drink neat.
I think you should. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I need another sip.
Before this video is over, the bottle will be empty. Trust me. Mm-hmm.
This is something else entirely. This is not your classical gin.
No.
This is something, people often use gin as a mixer, right?
Right.
They make obviously their gin and tonic, but this is the type of gin that I really prefer neat.
Yeah, we'll try it later on with tonic.
Yeah. But this is quite complex on its own. This is something you can sip on its own. There's no need to add anything to this. This is really very enjoyable. It's not sticky. And the finish is quite long and soothing. For a gin, that is quite atypical, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's the whiskey cask.
That's obviously the cask. Yeah.
A good cask.
I think so. Yeah. It was a cask that previously held the Speyside single malt.
Yeah.
So we could tell you which one, but
no,
we'd have to kill you.
Again.
So, yeah. So let's not go there. But I'm very happy with this gin. The third installment of Mark and Manny's Malternative, the Interludium Batch 3, Scotland, because it's aged in a whiskey cask, is really something to enjoy during a beautiful day on your terrace with friends. And
if you have any.
If he's only got one, so he had to wait until I got here.
He's not here. So
we'll cut that out. So Interludium 3, Scottish, Scotland, aged in a whiskey cask, hence the colour. That's also why we chose the ABV at 46%, because many whiskies are bottled at that golden drinking strength as well.
Correct.
A sipping gin. This is an enjoy gin. This is something to enjoy neat. But, like Manny already said, most of us really do enjoy a gin and tonic during summer. So we'll go out of our way and prepare a beautiful gin and tonic for you. Don't go away.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're back, and we've already put quite a bit of ice in our huge balloon glasses, because that's the perfect way to serve a gin and tonic. We need a lot of ice, right? Because that's the way you serve it. But normally people will use a jigger to give you an exact measure of 5 centiliters and 20 centiliters of blah blah whatever. We prefer to pour from the wrist, you know, because and use your eyes to measure. The good thing is you always pour, technically, you always pour too much.
Yeah.
Which is never enough. So that's why we pour from, so you might even, I think this bottle will indeed be empty by the end
Remember
of the
my promise before
by
the end of the video. Trust me.
Now, Manny already told you, and so did I, that this gin is so lovely, neat, that we decided not to add any botanicals or whatever to our glasses, but just keep it straightforward, very simple. Just use the gin, a good measure of our Interludium 3, and then use a neutral tonic.
Yeah.
Because this gin is so flavoursome that you don't want to spoil it with adding a botanical tonic or a very flavoursome tonic. Just a neutral tonic, and that will give you a lovely gin and tonic indeed. Again, from the hip, and in this case you will see that I have, the ratio is like, it's almost as if there's too much gin compared to the tonic that I added, but there's many people who say the perfect serve is 5 centiliters of gin and then 20 centiliters of tonic.
Yeah. Well,
I don't agree, especially with a gin that is this flavoursome. I prefer 1/3 gin, 2/3 tonic, and then a neutral tonic to boot. So there you go, Manny.
Yeah.
A gin and tonic, the Interludium 3 gin and tonic. Serve it with a neutral tonic.
That's the best one.
Let's find out. There you go. Cheers, mate. Oh, you can still smell the vanilla. You can still smell the cask, so that's good.
It's good, huh? Yeah.
It retains that sweetness that we got from the pure gin. Oh, let's give it a go. Oh, so refreshing. It's not your typical gin tonic.
No.
Not at all.
No.
The bitterness at the end is there. Just like a London dry gin should be. At the end, after death, you should get that little bitter note, which is really appealing because it makes you long for food. You know, that's what it's for. It's an aperitif, but the sweetness in there, the cask influence is certainly there, making it a little bit sweet. And then there is this weird wood smoky thing.
Well, that's the mystery for me. It was a Speyside cask.
Mm-hmm.
And yet there is this smokiness that,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's wood smoke. It's not peatiness or anything
No,
like that. It's
no,
not
let
like
me be clear about
But
that.
I think this I think the whiskey has matured on a heavily charred cask, or
Probably
at least a
something.
rejuvenated cask, because the wood smoke is so clear,
Yeah.
and it offers caramel, it offers butterscotch, toffee, all those dark sweet notes. But the wood smoke is
definitely there.
it's out there, and it's amazing, and it
And
makes
to
for
find that in a gin.
exactly, yeah.
I like it.
I did. So again, summer is coming, and Mark and Manny are very happy again with having discovered for having produced this extraordinary gin, the Interludium Batch 3, bottled at 46%, and aged on a Scottish whiskey cask for 8 months, which is, well, that explains the color and the extra flavor, making the Interludium Batch 3 your ideal summer aperitif. Now remember, it is limited again to 50 bottles, and you can find it at... wait, please.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
Improv.
You can find it at malts.com. So, as long as they are available, because I think they will be going very fast indeed. I need at least 3 for my own purposes.
Taking 4.
No. Oh, that leaves only 43 for those poor people who want one.
Okay, free.
Anyway, go get it while you still can and enjoy the summer.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will with our Interludium Batch 3. And that's all for this Whisky Rambling, and we hope to see you at one of Mark's Whisky Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the gin be with you. Bye-bye. Cheers.